Have you ever wondered who truly holds the reins of global power? For a long time, the world has been accustomed to a certain balance of power. Think of the behemoths like the United States, the United Kingdom, Russia, China, or even France and Germany in the European Union. These nations have traditionally held significant sway on the global stage, each wielding their influence in different ways. Military might has often been a key determinant of power. Countries with strong armies, advanced weaponry, and strategic geographical locations have been able to exert their influence far and wide. The United States, for instance, has established itself as a military superpower, with bases peppered across the globe. But power isn't solely about who has the biggest army. Economic strength also plays an integral role. A robust economy provides the resources to support a powerful military, but also allows a country to extend its influence through trade, investment, and aid. Consider China's rise as an economic powerhouse. Its influence has grown significantly, not just in Asia but around the world. And then there's political influence. This is a bit more subtle, but no less important. It's about diplomacy, alliances, and global institutions. A country's ability to shape international norms and decisions can be a potent form of power. The United Kingdom, despite its small size, has been a master of this, using its diplomatic prowess to punch above its weight on the global stage. But as we navigate through the 21st century, we're seeing a shift in these traditional power dynamics. New players are emerging, old powers are adapting, and the factors contributing to a nation's power are evolving. The world as we know it is changing, and with it, the balance of power. This isn't just a Game of Thrones or a political chess match. It's about the future of our world and how we as a global community navigate these changes. But as we dive into the 21st century, the tides of power are shifting. In recent years, we've seen the emergence of new global players. The geopolitical stage is no longer a monologue. It's a dynamic conversation, with fresh voices rising to prominence. These fresh voices aren't just making noise, they are reshaping the global landscape, challenging the old guard, and bringing a new perspective to the table. These new players have experienced rapid growth, often at a pace that leaves spectators astounded. Their economies have exploded, bolstered by technological advancements, robust industrialization, and the sheer determination of their populace. Their influence is expanding beyond their borders, reaching into every corner of the globe. Technology, in particular, has played a pivotal role in this meteoric rise. The digital revolution has allowed these nations to leapfrog traditional developmental stages, propelling them onto the world stage with a vigor that is nothing short of impressive. They're harnessing the power of technology to drive their economies, shape their societies, and assert their place in the global order. But it's not just about technology. These countries have also made significant strides in education, healthcare, and governance. They've invested heavily in their human capital, understanding that a nation's true strength lies in its people. Their population is becoming more educated, healthier, and more politically engaged, contributing to their rapid ascent on the global stage. Moreover, these nations have crafted effective foreign policies, establishing strategic alliances, and fostering diplomatic relations that have enhanced their global standing. They've learned to navigate the complex waters of international politics, striking a balance between cooperation and competition. Their rise is not without challenges. They've grappled with issues of inequality, corruption, and environmental degradation. But despite these hurdles, they've demonstrated a remarkable resilience and an unwavering commitment to progress. These rising powers are reshaping the global landscape. Their influence is growing, their voices are being heard, and their impact is being felt. They're challenging the status quo, shaking up old norms, and charting a new course for the future of global politics. Their story is a testament to the dynamism and unpredictability of our world, a world in which the only constant is change. But what's fueling these dramatic shifts in global power dynamics? Let's break it down into three key factors: technological advancements, economic growth, and soft power strategies. Firstly, technology has become the backbone of every society, and those who lead in this field are often the ones who dictate the pace of global progress. The digital revolution, artificial intelligence, and the rise of big data are reshaping the global landscape. Countries that are harnessing these technologies are leapfrogging ahead, gaining significant advantages in areas such as defense, communication, and commerce. Next, economic growth. Money, as they say, makes the world go around, and the shifting centers of economic power are a significant driver of these geopolitical changes. The rise of emerging markets, the rapid economic growth of countries like India and China, and the increasing economic interdependence of nations are all contributing to this shift. The world is no longer defined by the economic dominance of a few. Instead, we're witnessing the rise of a more multipolar global economy. Lastly, let's consider soft power strategies. This is the ability of a country to shape the preferences of others through appeal and attraction, rather than through coercion or force. We're seeing countries invest more and more in their cultural exports, from pop culture and media to education and diplomacy. These efforts, often overlooked, can have a profound impact on global perception and influence. A country's soft power can enhance its global reputation, win hearts and minds, and even shift alliances. So it's clear that technology, economic growth, and soft power are the driving forces behind these shifts. But it's also important to remember that these factors are interconnected, each influencing and being influenced by the others. The world is changing at a rapid pace, and these factors are not only fueling the rise of new powers, but also reshaping the global power dynamics. These factors are not only fueling the rise of new powers, but also reshaping the global power dynamics. As these new players rise, the implications are far-reaching. Picture this: a chessboard. The game's been going on for quite a while, the pieces set in their ways. But then, a pawn steps up and becomes a queen. It's a classic move, but it changes the game entirely. Just like the chessboard, the geopolitical landscape is undergoing a similar transformation. With the rise of new global players, we could see potential geopolitical conflicts. As these emerging powers flex their muscles, traditional powerhouses may feel threatened, leading to tensions and conflicts. At the same time, these new players would want to protect their interests, which could further strain relations. It's a delicate dance of power, one that could lead to a major geopolitical shakeup. But it's not just about power struggles. The rise of these new players could also bring about substantial changes in global policies. As they gain influence, they might push for new rules of engagement, ones that align with their values and interests. This could mean new policies in areas like trade, climate change, human rights, and more. In short, they could redefine the global agenda. Now let's talk about the economic implications. As these new players rise, they bring with them vast economic potential. They could open up new markets, create jobs, and fuel economic growth. But on the flip side, they could also disrupt established industries and economies. Think about it. New players, new rules. This could mean big changes for the global economy. In a nutshell, the rise of new global players could lead to geopolitical conflicts, changes in global policies, and economic shifts. But remember, change isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's all about how we adapt. It's about how we navigate this new chessboard. Indeed, the rise of new global players is changing the game. The world as we know it is evolving. The wheels of change are turning, and they're driving us towards a future where the balance of global power is radically different from what we've known in the past. We've traveled through an enlightening journey in this discussion, observing how the geopolitical landscape is shifting. We've seen how new players are emerging on the global stage, bringing with them fresh perspectives and novel strategies. Countries once considered peripheral or secondary are now stepping into the limelight, ready to shape the course of global events. What has led to this shift? It's a complex interplay of factors. Economic growth, technological advancement, and demographic changes have all played their parts. But equally significant are the strategic choices made by these rising powers, their willingness to challenge the status quo and to forge their own paths. These developments have profound implications. The rise of these new global actors is not simply a matter of reshuffling the deck of world powers. It is a fundamental transformation that will alter the way international relations are conducted. It will redefine who has a say in global decision-making and on what terms. This shift will also influence how global challenges are addressed. The world is facing a multitude of crises, from climate change to inequality to conflicts. The solutions to these problems will require cooperation and leadership from all quarters. With new players in the global arena, we may see innovative approaches to these challenges. But this also raises questions and uncertainties. What will the new world order look like? How will existing powers react to the rise of these new players? Will this shift lead to more cooperation or more conflict? These are questions we must grapple with as we navigate the uncharted waters of this new era. In conclusion, the rise of new global players is a transformative development, one that is reshaping the geopolitical landscape. It's a shift fueled by a multitude of factors and one that holds significant implications for the future. As we move forward, one must question who will lead the next era of global power.